Hello everyone, Hazu here with more Nioh beta. This is the Nakatsu stage, as you can tell by the intro card. And I'm starting on top of someone. Why does that sound a whole lot worse than I expected to? Anyway, if I sound a bit not into it, there's been a few technical difficulties testing out the microphone with the sound. There's been sound dropping out. There's been the capture software just not responding. The fun stuff. Anyway, not going to waste too much time talking because that seems to take up far too much time. So rest there. Get that, obviously. Right. So these folks, you're gonna want to. Okay, aim properly. And these are weak. I forgot these are weak. Right. What am I doing? Oh yeah, so I'm trying to level up the familiarity stat with all of these, weapons. So, yeah, they're nowhere near the strongest. I'll be switching to the strongest ones for the boss. Don't worry. Yeah. So, actually, I might just do that. Actually, and also, hang on. Yes, good. Good. I'll actually have the intro movie for the boss this time. That's nice. Anyway, what was that? Ammo, stones. Got too many stones, folks. There's a box here. Open that. Take some stuff. Whoop-de-doo. So this is the second stage. Completely different level design. It's sort of like side of a mountain. You can fall to your death. I've done that a few times. There's this man hiding here because he's a dick. Come on. Okay, usually I make him fall off. That didn't work this time. Anyway, this item, that bird, like there'll be a bird, and yep, that falls. One moment. Oh. Sorry, as usual, people are talking to me on Facebook, and I don't particularly have a grudge against them, but it can get annoying. Now, these sort of precarious bits, you walk out and bats, as you can see. Accidentally aggro this guy when you didn't mean to. God damn it. Okay. That's quite enough, folks. Thank you. Come on. Attack me. You know you want to. Don't make me... You are just the most annoying little... Okay, you know what? Fine. Yes, attack me. Use all of your stamina so I can stab you in, well, various places. Yep. Sometimes you just get really frustrated with those kind of people and you just... Well... You've got to do what you've got to do. You're gonna wait? No, you're not gonna wait, you bastard. Okay, now there's a door up there. You can't get into that door for now. It took me 3 run-throughs of this stage until I figured out what the hell to do. So anyway, dash through there. Open this box. Steal the loot, which isn't that much. Now there's a man here. Trick him. Say hi to his friend. Kill that guy. Ignore the loot because it's crap. Spirit stone. No, what's this? No, thank you. The game does have that kind of issue. Like if there's multiple items next to each other, the game will sometimes just only show you the name of one of them, and no matter what you do, you can't see the name of the other. So you have to pick up what you don't want to see what you do want. Oop. Oh, right. Yeah, there's a guy here. Don't like him much. Come on. I hate these guys sometimes. Come on. Die. Thank you. See, look, I want to look at that little pouch thing next to the dual swords, but it still won't show me. There we go. And that, like the Ichiko powder there, it's like, oh, it's there, it's fine. You take one more step, and then nah, you totally want the helmet. You don't want the thing you're standing on. So that can get annoying. Go through here. Steal that. Break all these. You'll see why in a moment. And gee, doesn't this wall look like a fake wall? Oh look, it's got eyes. Now you can take this two ways. You can fight it, or you can be nice to it. And when I say nice to it, I mean sometimes you actually have to be a dick to it. But here's how it works. If you want to get through it without having to fight it, you do a certain gesture. Blue are respectful, yellow are neutral, and red are disrespectful. So, look at this grave over here. He was crushed to death for his hostile behaviour. So if you do any gesture except for red, you'll be fine. Like watch. If I whistle, that happens. He just sort of puts his hand together and buggers off. A thing to note about chests. Thank you for the spear. You sort of see how it's sort of hard to see because you've got glowing things in the way, but you sort of see how it's got two gold sort of arrow bars on the left and right, and two on the bottom. Well, in the Twilight stages, you'll sometimes see a chest with 3 bars on the left and right. That means there's a mimic inside, which if you open it, it'll drain all of your stamina, knock you back, and then turn into a copy of you. But it does drop some good stuff, so Bungie, you know. Now that boss room key was for that locked door that I mentioned before. Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing about this game that I'm not too fond of is you can't sort of quick fire your bow and arrow or your gun. Thank you. Like you can't just lock onto someone and press a button and then just shoot your bow and arrow. You have to stop and manually aim it, which can get kind of annoying. Oh yeah, on these spectres you can see each thing shows like the piece of armor and their weapon, and the color is what rarity it is. These revenant, all revenants actually have a chance to drop some or all of their gear, and sometimes it won't actually be what they have. It'll be just some loot, but if you're lucky, they'll drop the good stuff. Like Shibusawa from the first stage, that phantom that I showed off in the cave. He drops the special armor set. He originally in the alpha dropped a special sword, which was rather powerful, but they've changed it. And sir, why have you not? Your fault. Anyway, run back up here, all the way back to this room, and then all the way up, all the way to this door. Open the door, trigger this. Now these guys hit like a train, and they're not very good at waiting their turn to attack. And I suck at fighting them, just want to put that out there. Okay, good. Well, that didn't quite go as badly as I expected, but this is what I mean. It's like, I want that pouch, but no. It's elixir too. Thank you. Jesus. Anyway, pretty much every time I've opened this chest in the Twilight version of the stage, it's been a mimic, so keep that in mind if you have the beta and you want to try it out. So, that's a thing. Anyway, run down here. Some of the NPC names are hilarious. Ponosaurus, but spelled badly because the internet. Yeah. Some of the names are just hilarious. Excuse me? Get off. Thank you. So yeah, it's actually really easy to just knock people off ledges. And I think it's the Twilight stage. There is a dweller guarding that body. It's not really that difficult or anything, but it's just something to keep in mind. Pull this. If you go back to the first cliff edge bit, before where I showed off the bats and the bird that knocked the item off, yeah, that's where the item landed. So if you go all the way back up to that cliff edge and drop down to there, you can get it. It's usually not that important. Now, if you thought the Kodama were adorable, 1 second. Check them out now. They now don't have their hats, and they're using their hats as boats. Yeah, check that out. So that's adorable. They disappear if you use a hot spring, so if you want just to come back and look at the adorable every so often, don't use a spring, but every time you do the stage, they're there. So, the spring is it's a single-use thing. You can't come back and use it again. You can only use it once. It refills your health entirely, and I'm pretty sure it gives health regeneration for a time, because I saw 30 health or something coming off my character, which I'm pretty sure means it was healing. But I don't know. It might not have been. I don't claim to be a super knowledgeable person about this. There's a lot of... How? Okay, what? Fell to death. Crushed to death. But that doesn't work because there isn't one. There is no Nurikabe in this cave. Like, at all. Like, seriously, there aren't any. You see this later on. There's another one that you can get through, and I'm actually coming up to it now. And you know, you make it vanish or you don't make it vanish. It can't move. It's a freaking stone wall with giant hands. It's kinda stuck there. But yeah, despite being sort of this immobile wall, people, like, there were graves appearing, oh, I'd say 5 minutes worth of gameplay if you're checking out everything later, and it was saying, oh, crushed to death by Nurikabe, and it's like, no, they're not. Nurikabe can't get anywhere near them. Because, like, when I get to the damn thing, I'll show you. Like, I'll show you where the Nurikabe is, and then I'll show you where this grave was turning up, and it's like, that doesn't make sense. Twilight, there's a skeleton guy right here, facing this way, so keep on your guard. More bats. Search this. This is usually a mimic in the Twilight stages, because the game likes to be a dick. Like all skeleton warriors, this archer is sort of crumpled on the ground. So, yes. Oh, you're very tough, aren't you? Spoilers, I'm lying, they're not. Anyway, if you're looking for Kodama, look in these glowing mushroom piles. However, I mentioned Kodama sense last time. If we go armors, yeah, okay. So yeah, there in the status effects, there's Kodama sense. It's, yeah, indicates location of nearby Kodama on the compass. So you'll see this small glowing dot whenever there's a Kodama nearby, which is kind of cool. It's nice. It's convenient. Trigger this douche. I'm sorry. I've been through this level so many times now. Yes, charge at me, whoop-de-doo. Oh. He just died. What's the pouch? Oh, it's just a chunk that I can't get anyway. I knew that. I didn't. That's a lie, but hey. So, another Nurikabe here. As you can see, this grave doesn't give you any warning. But before you do that, trigger this guy, because otherwise he will make your life difficult. And if you accidentally hit Nurikabe while fighting the Dweller, then Nurikabe will get angry, and that's not a good time. So, no warning, so let's try bowing first. Now that just means it didn't work. You have like one more chance. So we'll go neutral. Okay, so I had 2 chances, and my 2 choices were wrong. If I had have done a disrespectful gesture, then I would have been fine. But, so yeah, I don't understand people were crushed by these guys from ages away. Like, they can't move. And it's really just dodge the rock, dash in, attack. Alternatively, if you have fire bombs or whatever they're called, yeah, Kayaku Dama or Horoku Dama, either of those, if you're stocked up on those, you can just dodge the rock they throw, chuck them at them. Pretty easy, really. Don't need any of these. Yay, weapons I've already got. Anyway, so go down here. And if you go this way, there's just like a body with an item that you can loot. Nothing fancy. This way, there's that guy. What's my familiarity on this thing? Okay, so that's full. Alright, we'll use the sword. R1, use the sword. Sometimes the switching weapons control doesn't work. Now down here, there is, if you haven't got it, there's a Kadama at the end of that path. You can also drop down onto that item down there. Like you sort of dash off the edge of the cliff and land on that little outcropping. So that's fun. But we're not going to do that because we've been there, we've done that. We're showing you how to get as much as you can, but within reason. We don't need to kill ourselves. Be prepared to fall off, by the way. Fell to death. Fell to death. Fell to death. Fell to death again. Okay, so remember the hang on, no, I wasn't here. So fun fact, if you just follow this path and go down, you'll end up down the bottom. But if you die, you'll go back to the shrine all the way back. Like the second shrine I got. Instead, drop down here. Oh, and funnily enough, the grave I was talking about for the people who got crushed and I didn't understand it, yeah, it was here. But there's no Nurikabe here. The nearest one is the one I sort of gestured and failed at just before. So I don't know how that works. I mean, they've put a whole lot of these revenants are NPC to sort of give the illusion of this is what it's going to be like when you play the game. So that may explain it. The game also doesn't explain what the elemental effects do, which is a little annoying, I must admit. Anyway, pray at this shrine. This is now a checkpoint which is much closer to the boss, and you don't need to do that cliff bit. You know, fun times. Also, Guardian Spirit. You start off with these three. Kato, or Kato, Isanade, and Daibawashi. And Raiken and Fuzeushi are... Again, if I'm butchering these, I'm sorry to all the Japanese. I'm Australian. I tried to learn Japanese, I failed. Don't judge me. Anyway, Fuzeushi you get at the end of this mission. In a cutscene, you shake hands with a guy who was trapped by the boss, and you gain the bull. Raiken, on the other hand, you get by beating the submission Unmatched Warrior of the West. And let me tell you, that stuff's hard. I mean, I beat it. You can sort of tell by the armor, and the fact I've got his bow. But, actually, hang on, if I've maxed that out, ability, rarity, level. Raigiri, where are we? So yeah, that's 15 more. But no. we'll do that because we're getting close to the boss, so... Weirdly enough, my sword is more powerful than my biggest hammer, so that's fun. But the Raikiri has always been super overpowered, so there is that. Anyway, kick down this ladder, because if you don't go this way and kick it down, you can't climb up to the shrine from down the bottom. Anyway, I'll switch to the Raikiri because it's more powerful, and you actually gain familiarity with any weapons you have equipped, regardless of if you use them. So if I were to go through this entire level with 2 ranged weapons and 1 melee weapon that were all on 0 familiarity, and I only used this fully, this full Raikiri, by the end of the level, the other 3 would have gained familiarity anyway, which makes sense. I would hate it if they changed it to just, oh, you have to use this weapon exclusively. So it's nice. Also, you stand in water, electricity doesn't conduct, so if you are hoping to like spread electricity between enemies, not gonna happen. This bastard. Get back here, you shit. Well, he's gone. So, if you've seen the Dark Souls playthrough so far, you might remember on the entrance to Darkroot Basin, there was the crystal lizard that I swore at and told to get back here, you shiny bastard. Well, that annoying turtle-shelled thing is this game's equivalent. Except, not only does it run away, it attacks you and then runs away deliberately into where other enemies are. So if you want to chase it, you gotta fight bad guys. Not fun. Anyway. Oh shit, it's you. No. No. We are not doing this. Okay, so that's a one-eyed Oni, but the sort of sealed form, I guess. And the problem is that you might have noticed he sort of whacked his tongue at me, and he took some sort of gold. Yeah, well, if he does that twice, in fact, then this yokai missed here. Also bats. Yeah, also there's caves on either side. So I'm not going to show them off because it means killing him and those two. But basically that little dude who stole the gold from me, like with his tongue, the one-eyed thing that I shot in the face, if he steals gold from you twice, he turns into that big guy. So it's in your best interest to either kill them before they do that, or just ignore them, just dodge them, trigger them, and make them sort of run around a rock, and then just, you know, try and ignore them. Anyway, here we go. So yeah, they turn to this guy, who can also throw rocks at you. Seems a very, go away, common thing. He's also very tough. Now, I said that it's not explained what the elements do. I have a general idea, well, of some of them. Fire, obviously, the meter builds up and then it does damage over time, which is fun. Lightning, weirdly enough, lightning doesn't do like damage over time lightning stuff. Also, every cave on the sides, bats come out of. Jesus, son of a witch. Anyway. Now I've changed it so I can only skip cutscenes manually, so you'll get the cutscene for this boss. Take note. Yeah, she doesn't look like a spider, but she does spidery things, and that's enough to kill her with fire in my book. Yeah. Well, let's go say hi to the boss, shall we? Oh, I'm going to need to turn this on my TV so I can hear it because... Hang on, see what it's like. Okay, I can hear it. Because you can only tell when she's going to do something, which can freeze you, by... she makes a noise before she does it. Let's go. Well then, this is Hino Enma. And remember I said that something can freeze me? Yeah, that was that pink thing she shot at me. So she's not very nice. You can get some free hits, but she does drain your stamina a lot. And it's, yeah. We've actually discussed this on the forum a bit. And really, she seems very much like a Ninja Gaiden boss. Which I guess makes sense. Because it's made with the same people. So there are opportunities to get some hits on her. But they're few and far between. And yes, I'm doing a crapload of damage. So I guess I'm making it easier, like than people would have, but I've at least gone up like 20 levels since I fought her. So yeah. So that pink thing, if it hits you enough, or if you don't have the resistance, it'll freeze you in place. And then they'll allow her to go up to you and then grab you. And if she does that, she will drain your health and add it to her own. Which, let me tell you, is not fun. Okay, so that's her. It might have looked easy, but that said, I am, what, level 52 with 451 defense, so, you know. And the Raikiri is way overpowered, so that's fun. So that was the Nakatsu stage. So not much to really say about it. Yeah, it's just a... Oh, sorry, cutscene. Oh, yeah. Mm. So I hope you liked that cutscene. Yeah, that's when you get Fuzeushi via a thing called Spirit Division. And basically, if you touch someone with a Guardian Spirit, you get to use that Guardian Spirit as well, if you want. Anyway, so that was the Nakatsu stage. Yeah. What am I, 35 minutes? You know what? I'm going to show off what Twilight does. So, yeah. So if you're not sure, rewatch the Usuki stage, or Uski, I guess, because the U isn't usually pronounced as far as I can remember in Japanese. But yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But yeah, I'll just start it off, and then you can just sort of see from the very start it's different. So, first things first. Everything's red. Second off, why, who's that over there? Yeah, it's one of those Yoki. Third off, all of the humans have been turned into skeleton warriors. Like, all of them. And enemy placements have changed. So we've got an archer there, and there's an archer over there as well. And this goes through the entire level. There's a small ledge that you drop down, and then you sort of run up and go to the left, and then you slide down the 2 ladders to get back to this shrine. As you drop down that small ledge, there's a wheel monk in the alcove to your right, and he just steamrolls you off the edge. Which is kind of bullcrap, gotta say. And the Twilight version of the boss is exactly the same. It's just, instead of the boss itself, a minion will spawn. It's a time-based thing. So if you don't kill the minion, then another one will spawn after a certain amount of time, and then a third one, and it can get out of hand. But yeah, that's all the Twilight boss does, is that they just add a minion every so often. And it's usually a skeleton warrior, and then a dweller, and then another skeleton, I think? Yeah, maybe. It also changes things in this, like in this Twilight stage. The second shrine, when you go through that little towny bit, straight after resting at not the second shrine, the third one, the one right next to that door that you go the other side and then you unlock. Yeah, there's wheel monks in the town. Ugh. So this is Nightmare. I don't want to show it off, at least not today. Yeah. Fun times. Anyway, so I will leave this here. Let's see, so this will cover Monday, and then Wednesday I can... Wednesday I'll probably do the Unmatched Warrior of the West. Yes, yeah, I'll do the Unmatched Warrior of the West on Wednesday. And then Friday I'll breeze through the what's it called? Like of Grass and Yokai or something. Yeah, that. Anyway, yeah, I'll do that. And then that'll be it, actually. I'll be going back to Dark Souls after this week. Because this is all there is in the beta. I mean, it takes ages to get to it, but once you've completed the 2 main stages and the 2 sub-missions, and then the Twilight versions of the 2 main missions and the Of Grass and Yokai sub-mission, I think that's the name, That's it. I mean, you can go around farming and trying to collect them all and get one of everything, which is what I've done. But, yeah. Yeah, after this week, there's not really anything else to cover, so... I just realised I've been sitting here talking for like 5 minutes or something, and William's just been standing there the entire time not doing anything. Sorry. So I'll rest of this, get some Amrita back, because the more Kadam you have at a shrine, the more Amrita you get, and stuff. Yeah. Fun times. Anyway, yeah. And I've already picked out character for Dark Souls 2 once Dark Souls 1 is done. I am going to be buying the DLC for Dark Souls 1, so I'll be doing that as well once the main game is out of the... No, I won't. Sorry, because once you complete the main quest, it chucks you into New Game Plus. So I'm going to have to get up to the main boss, like the last boss, then do the DLC, then go back, beat the last boss, and then, yeah. Dark Souls 2 does it better. You beat the main boss and then you just get sent back to the sort of hub area. And then you can do other stuff, go to the DLC, or you can go into New Game Plus, which is the better way of doing it. Anyway, enough ranting. That's it. Yeah. So yeah.